Welcome back. It's TNT time. So T and I have talked on the show and a lot off the show about our relationships with social media, which is like love-hate. And something in the news recently made us want to revisit the topic. So the Wall Street Journal reports that Facebook has repeatedly found in studies that Instagram, which it owns, is toxic for teens. I mean, it's not breaking news, but they actually have evidence and studies and numbers that show teen girls in particular. For example, some of its research found that 32% of teen girls said when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. Now, I'm not shocked by any of this.
Me either.
I mean, we've been through it. We've been down the road. We're in it right now. We're posting every day, like on most days. And there are days when you're feeling really good about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at your Instagram and it's like a sucker punch.
Yep.
Like all it takes is somebody. Sometimes it's us comparing ourselves to other people. Sometimes it's a comment someone makes. I got a lot of comments about my weight during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like all of a sudden it was like, well, why are you so big? You got so fat. You used to be smaller. It's like, I know all of these things you're saying. So why did you feel the need to put that on my Instagram account? Like that's not a news flash for me.
And we're fully grown adults.
Fully grown.
And we still have perfectly good days ruined by going on social media. I can't imagine if we had have had this when we were teenagers. Like, we are in our
somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there, ballpark. And like, it still affects me as well. I've had perfectly good days ruined. I'm going through Instagram and I start comparing. And again, I know Instagram is fake. I know we're all putting out our best moments. We sift through 40 pictures to get the perfect one, right? There's tons of them where we looked horrible, and then this is the one that looks perfect, and that's what we put out, and that's what we're all putting out there. And we just don't, we know this, but we don't, when it comes to ourselves, we just don't implement that.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I don't know
we don't
why.
implement that. We know that it's fake, and yet we just continue to compare ourselves. We feel bad about ourselves. We beat ourselves up. I've had some days where I've really beat myself up, right? So I can imagine not having the maturity and being 14 years old or seeing, like, again, when we were teenagers, we didn't have social media. So if everybody went up to a party, right, you kind of found out about it on Monday or whatever when we went back to school. Now, like, kids are out there partying, they're having a good time, and you're not invited. And I think of all those things that they must go through when they're constantly seeing comparisons, or you got a lot of likes and that person didn't get a lot of likes, all of that kind of stuff. You feel like you need to take it down. You know what I mean? Oh, it only got 13 likes, I'm going to take it down. Like that type of thing, the outside validation that we just didn't need as much when we were kids. We needed it.
We still needed it.
We needed it from our
like
peers,
this.
but not like it's your peers and now the world. Because you're putting yourself out there.
I feel like they're basically being set up to fail, like this whole younger generation. It scares me with my kids, like, because as much as you say we even know that the thing is fake and we're even going down the rabbit hole, what about them? They don't have the level of analytical skills. They haven't established a career and all of these things. And so it's like everything is going to be on this screen. All that validation is going to mean something. So here's the question. If Facebook knows, and there is evidence, hardcore evidence, that, you know, teen girls are feeling terrible about themselves, do they have a responsibility to do something about it?
It's a tricky one because it's a free society, right? Like, it's so you can't. You run the risk of kind of like censoring people. So, but I do think there is a little bit of a responsibility. Like, if you know people are harming themselves and it's really detrimental, maybe there's something you can do.
I feel like there's almost like an obligation for the whole world to say, can we scrap social media? And we all know the world doesn't work that way. Like, I don't understand why we're trying to recolonize on the moon when people can't eat here in Toronto. Like, I don't understand the way the world works. Like, I don't understand how come we're always going forward with technology and feeling like things are always going to be better because of tech. And a lot of things are getting worse because of tech. So I know the world's not going to listen because social media is a thing and it's a moneymaker and it's a great way.
And it brings people together. It's not all bad. Like, you find people who are like you and have the same interests in you and look like you, and it can bring self-esteem.
Plus-size bodies. Like, you know, all of the things we're not seeing on traditional media. We get to see it there. We get to see these communities.
We get to put ourselves out there and not wait for a stamp of approval for someone to say, you're beautiful. We get to put ourselves out there. So there is a lot of good with it, but there is a lot of bad. And I really particularly feel bad for the younger girls who have to compare themselves to like pictures that are fake.
Yes.
And are very much altered.
Filtered
they have
within
all
an
sorts
inch
of apps,
of their life.
all sorts of apps to
Yes.
cinch in your waist,
Yeah.
to smooth out your skin,
Yeah.
to add makeup.
Yes.
Like,
all I can say is, if you are on social media, buyer beware.
Yes.
Understand what you're getting into, and then good luck, man.